Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right, let me turn up my volume. How about now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, perfect. All right, I think we're live already, and looks like we got Superman and Batman on the screen. So this is Theo Michael Talks, and we're going to talk today about the Batman. And spoiler free, we're going to try and make sure we don't spoil anything for the movie, because a lot of people are seeing this movie and enjoying it. But it's such a different type of movie that I think that we couldn't wait to talk about it any longer. So now that Lewis got to see it yesterday, and that's Lewis, I Love Movie 77. How you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good, and you?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. You know, it's been a tough few years, but you know, life goes on.
Yes.
So
I'm happy that movies are back in the theaters. I mean, I still think it's cool that HBO Max has the deal with Warner Brothers where they're going to be streaming movies. I think last year it was the day that it opened, it was coming out. And now this year, it's 45 days after it's in the theaters, it'll come to streaming on HBO Max. So for those out there that haven't seen the Batman and are waiting for it to stream, April.
Yep.
Or something like that.
And I think, you know, it's just like they had to get used to with the whole thing with the DVDs and getting them out onto the market. How soon can they get it out?
Yes.
It's one of those things where I think there's a new paradigm shift. People realize that you don't have to go to the movie theaters and go through during the COVID crisis, but at the same time, there's a certain experience when you go out to the movies and you're surrounded by people, and the energy from everybody else really, I think, heightens the movie's experience.
You know, I saw Batman last night in XL format at Epic here, and I mean, I probably could have waited for it to come streaming, but like you said, you know, they go for the people that the moviegoers go for that experience.
Yeah.
And I went for it because I wanted to hear the sound, you know, the effects and such.
Yeah. So I want to start off with this movie was more of a suspense mystery type of movie, and it has action, and it does some of the things. It copies or honors some of the other films, but it really takes it on its own spin, and I think it's identifying the basic tropes of Batman, the brooding and all that stuff, and it has that general sense of there's an oppressive sense of the whole city. Gotham was always supposed to be the dark side of the city, and they do that. They really, I think, the best character of the movie, and this is saying a lot because I think there was quite a few characters that really stood out in the film.
Yeah.
The best character in the movie was Gotham. You got to feel that this was not a set. This was a living, breathing character. It was as much of a character as the Batman.
Very true.
You got a feeling like you were walking through these neighborhoods. You were going on the train in these neighborhoods. You know, to me, it reminded me back of the seedier times of Times Square back in the 70s. And early 80s, when it was not a very good place to go through. And I could picture where Bruce Wayne I think I know which movie theater Bruce Wayne walked out of when he saw his parents got shot, if they were basing it on New York. But that really portrayed so well the ambiance, and I think the secondary characters to really to sell Gotham. What was your feeling on the set of the city?
I like this set. It did make you feel like, you know, the camera angles that they showed, it made you feel like you were part of the movie. Like you were there with Bruce Wayne and the people of Gotham City. I thought that for me, a big selling point in the movie, like as I'm watching it, that hooked me was the music. I thought the music was placed, especially hearing that Nirvana song, you know, Something in a Way. I'm like, I got chills when I was listening to it in the movie. I'm like, wow.
I appreciated all the movie themes, and the music that they use. I really wish there was more of a theme for Batman. It was more of like a 3-beat theme that continued like with the march, and I think it worked well with some of the scenes. I'm not going to say it out loud what he did or how he approached, but in a sense, I understood that it was a beginning, because this whole thing is like, this is year 2. This is when Batman's still learning who he is and how he is and what's Batman,
Yes.
in his mind, and as well as trying to make them understand in Gotham who is the Batman. I like that the title itself is The Batman.
Yeah, it's not Batman Begins, it's not Dark Knight, anything like that. They went with The Batman.
So the little boom, boom, boom was okay, but I felt like I needed more. And it's hard to follow after so many people with Danny Elfman's score from the original. And you know that it was also modernized with the Batman the Animated Series. They took that basic theme and built on it. So I thought that was always just a tremendous theme. It's hard to top perfection almost,
It's iconic. I mean, the only thing closest to that, I mean, if you think about it, was, I mean, Batman-wise, staying in Batman, was the theme that Hans Zimmer did for the Chris Nolan trilogy. I mean, those were good, but Danny Elfman's music is like iconic. It's like you hear that theme, you're like, yep, something's going down.
And something I could say, I guess we can speak about that's not really a spoiler, because before the movie, there's a trailer from Warner Brothers of all the upcoming movies coming out.
I didn't see it, but I know they have are you talking about the Super Pets?
No. I was
because
talking
that
about
had Danny Elfman's song in it.
Like, yeah, it did have it in there, but we'll talk about Super Pets another time. But the trailer for the DC Universe movies, I
did see that,
where they had what's coming in 2022, and that we need heroes.
Oh, they tried to copy off Marvel's thing where with that, but that was good.
I think it is a great starting point, and I'm hoping that the movie's all related. And I was happy to see that the Batman did take that turn. I think a lot of the DC movies, for myself, in my own opinion, have been too dark. And they've tried to make our heroes very clay feet heroes that have problems and everything, and that's fine, and it makes for good writing and good stories. But I've never seen in the past movies, except for one. Can you hear me now? Did you lose me?
I can't hear you.
How about now?
I see you, but I can't hear you.
What's going on? How about now?
I still can't hear you.
Hold on one second. What? You talk.
Okay.